What's good,
I'm
y'all?
not a fan of it, but you know what? My petty ass is going to sit there and take comfort in the fact that Nina is not comfortable about it. Besides the James part, everything else, I am just loving it. So, I'm with it. Now, at some point, Phyllis comes out. I guess she was meant to talk to Sunny earlier, and they all get together with Peter this time. And you can tell right off the bat, like when Sunny saw the whole situation, as Nina just looked uncomfortable. There was one point after Peter introduced himself to Phyllis. Sunny practically was like, so when are you leaving? And Peter's like, well, I was thinking about that, but I have this little project going on with Nina, and you know, who knows at this point. This whole talk
What's up, Q,
is
Tim,
getting uncomfortable.
Cruz?
And at
Thank
some
y'all for
point,
tuning in at this
Sheriff
special
comes out,
time.
staring him calling him a dick, and I still feel the same way about that. When he comes in, doing this, he wants to pay his respects to um, Phyllis as far as Lenny and stuff like that. Looks around, sees everyone, he sees new face, and that's when he's like, oh, at first, it was kind of interesting because the sheriff was like, oh, I know you, or you seem familiar, or something like that. He was like, oh, I'm Peter St. Clair. Okay. He was like, I'm Peter St. Clair. You know what? On the side note, who is actually still going to buy that paper? Because he said that he had a buyer that was lined up that was interested in buying. And at first, I'm sitting there thinking it's going to be Cameron Madison, he's going to be, rolling or whatever. Find out he's Drew. So I'm wondering who is that other person that was so quick to buy it. Yeah, anyway, he's like, I'm Peter Sinclair, yada, yada, yada. And that's when
Just to
Nina
let y'all know, I do
starts
have a jet lock coming next week.
Give the sheriff clues. So it's like, oh, you may know like or Charles or Charles. So she's trying to clues. And Peter quick, he zeroes in on her. And at some point when I guess everyone leaves, because by the way, when I sat there and watched this, I had to watch it on YouTube because well, if you live in the New York area,
Hey, Phil.
something happened, I'm like
Yo,
into it. But
How you doing?
showing you.
That's what's up. I'm busy all fucking day. Finally, just now coming home.
Why you just now coming home?
Yep.
Why you just now coming home?
Oh, I was getting ready for this trip and just running errands.
Oh, okay. I hear
Thought
you.
I'd go vinyl shopping, but it kind of disappointed me.
What happened? They have
Nah,
what
'cause-
else you did?
no, they didn't have what I was looking for. I saw
What was
one
you looking?
sound. You said what?
What was you looking for?
Um, just really anything that popped my eye. They kind of had like a lot of the shit I had.
Right.
Then there was one vinyl I wanted. It was the Batman Forever soundtrack, but it was $35 from vinyl.
You don't got that soundtrack?
Nah,
What? I thought you had it already.
never had a
No,
Batman
it's
soundtrack.
available. It's available. Well, last time I checked, it was still available on Amazon.
Got you.
Cause I got it
But
on CD like 2019 from Amazon, so it's still available. That's like the only Prince album they got still available on CD on
no,
Amazon.
no, no, not the. I got the Prince album. I'm talking about the Batman Forever soundtrack from '95.
Oh, the one with the Riddler joint, the Method Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit is out of print. Definitely, that shit is out of print, yo. That shit is
Kiss
super out of
my
print now.
face. You said what?
That shit is super out of print now.
I know that's crazy. You better clap back. Where my hood? Where my hood? Where my hood? At?
It was good.
This review is gonna be dope.
No reason prick. Wow.
What y'all talking about?
Heavy mental, man. You know, we ahead of our time with this shit. Niggas already done reviewed that last summer. Just for this specific reason, because I felt like even last summer that niggas was not putting respect on the affiliate. So I'm like, yo, we gotta talk about the affiliate artists and enough with the clan. You know what I'm saying? So you see what's happening now where you got niggas like Nori dissing, talking shit about the Killer Bees, and that's why I wanted to talk about the affiliates, but they don't get enough respect. Reg, what's your thoughts on this whole stupid milk crate shit? I know you said you was gonna do it.
Shoot. To be honest, people make it out to seem like it's hard, but it's really not that hard and shit. That's all I gotta say.
I don't care to do it. It's just stupid to me. I don't use milk crates to stand up on. They're from a vinyl. So milk crates was not used to stand up on. You're gonna break your fucking neck. You're gonna look like an idiot out here. Don't do it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to spend all that money on crates, first of all, and shit. Fuck that. And
Why?
besides,
What is the point of doing it? Are you getting a gold medal? Is it an Olympic sport? What are you doing? What are you getting out of it?
niggas act like it's an Olympic sport. Shit.
What are you getting out of it? I don't understand. I don't see the challenge in it.
See, you know how these stupid challenges, they have like that fucking grocery store challenge where they had to do a plank over the grocery store, the laundry detergent challenge where they were drinking laundry detergent.
Why?
This is actually like one of the most sanest challenges in my lifetime, next to the whole cold water, ice bucket water challenge or whatever. Y'all remember that one?
Dumb. I don't condone this shit, so this is not for me.
Oh my god, I finally found my comb. Oh my god. I've been looking for this shit for like days. Hair's been looking like a fucking mess. By the way, after the review, I'm gonna still stay on. I'm just gonna call my mom after the review and shit.
You're gonna still stay on?
Yeah. I'm gonna still stay on and talk shit, while I get my shit going on.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Nirvana thing, the Nirvana baby incident, because that shit is really that shit is like getting on my nerves.
This is a milk crate. You see what a crate is for? It's for vinyl, not to stand up on. This is what a crate is for. You see all this. This is all fucking vinyl. This is what a milk crate is used for. I want people to understand that shit. Got me fucked up. My shit all fucked up.
Shit. Yeah, man. So Nirvana, the baby from the Nevermind cover is suing the remaining members of Nirvana and Geffen Records because quote unquote child pornography. I feel it's bullshit.
Come on, man.
And mind you, this nigga waited 30 years. 30 years after the album was released.
His parents didn't have a problem taking that money from Kurt Cobain and Nirvana.
Exactly.
You're on an iconic album cover. I wish my mom had my black ass on a classic album cover.
What's next? The little
the
baby.
The bragging rights alone. I don't even want the money. Just the bragging rights that said that my black ass was on an iconic album cover is great. And he like next? He wants money now. You want money now for what? I don't get it. Like, you was a baby. It's not like they kidnapped you and put you on the album cover. Like, your parents agreed to be for you to be on the album cover.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, mind you, what was it?
He's not going to win.
What's next? The little baby from Ready to Die going to sue Bad Boy Records now?
He's not going to win that. He's not winning that shit. You know what I'm saying? Your parents agreed to that. I'm sure they have to sign papers for him to be on the album cover. You know what I'm saying? That shit shouldn't even make it to court. They should just throw that shit out.
Mind you, his dad was friends with the photographer too.
Exactly. So if you need money, that's to say that you need money and that's why you're doing it. You can't sit there and lie and say, "Oh, it's child pornography." Like you're a grown ass man. Like it's not like you on the cover now, butt ass naked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's funny, man.
Money is the root of all evil, my
Yeah,
friend.
you know.
I'm
Shit.
staying for
I always thought the baby on Ready to Die was Biggie when he was little. That
Nah, it
wasn't
was
Biggie.
actually that wasn't Biggie.
Who was that?
Some random kid. I'll send
Right.
you the link.
So can you imagine that random kid coming out now after 20 something years and saying, "Oh, I'm suing Bad Boy for child pornography"?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
This might start a trend. Watch.
It's stupid. Some of
Talking
these
about
people are dead and gone. So it's like, who you suing? The family? You know what I mean? Who are they suing?
exactly. Just don't make no sense.
Crazy.
Give me 1 second. All right. Fuck you. So West Side Guns album coming out.
Are you doing an album reaction or no? Or you,
If I do,
that's dropping on time, not like Donda.
will probably be when I come back.
When you come back? Okay. So it's dropping at
Yo,
midnight.
probably that Saturday night.
It's dropping at midnight. No, it's dropping at midnight tonight.
Yeah, I know. Cause I'm
Okay.
just gonna treat it like a regular review.
Oh yeah,
Cause
you're going away. You're going away this weekend, right?
yeah, cause 9 times out of 10 I may not do a review on Sunday. So what I got is what I got.
I thought the beat battle was Sunday.
Facts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing the review on Sunday, so that's gonna be like the
Okay.
regular traditional Sunday review is gonna be on technically on Sunday, but Saturday night, whatever.
Right. They niggas need the money. That's why he's doing that. He's not gonna win because that shit only works when they if niggas was kidnapping you or something, or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like your parents signed off on this shit, so it's not child pornography.
it's not.
You know what I'm saying? They had an agreement in place. They took money was exchanged. He wouldn't know about it because he was a newborn, so he wouldn't know about this shit. He probably just woke up one morning and saw the album cover and be like, "Oh my god, I'm naked on Nirvana's classic album. Let me go sue them." And probably don't even know a damn Nirvana song.
He don't even know the song.
Yeah, that's a shame. Like you on their classic album cover and you don't know that one Nirvana song, but you said, "Oh, I'm gonna sue this group because they got me naked when I was a newborn baby." Now you know how retarded that sounds.
I swear.
Child pornography is different. He not winning that case. That shit shouldn't even make it to the court. It's different if he was like, you know what I'm saying, if his parents didn't know about this shit and somebody like had pictures of him, like they signed off on this shit. You know what I'm saying? If the record label didn't give the green light, it wouldn't have been on the album cover. Something in the Way. That's my favorite joint on there.
Ooh.
They saved the best for last.
I love Drain You.
Drain You was dope. Crazy, man.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like they're doing it because of the 30th anniversary and shit like that. That's what I feel like.
So what do you want? You want like But did
It
you
just
see him?
hit
He
me.
recreated the photo. You saw that, right?
Yeah, because he hasn't been working in years. They say he
So
hasn't been
okay,
working in
so
years.
just come out and tell them that you want them to recreate the album cover and you want to be a grown ass fucking man naked on the album cover. That's all you gotta say. Like just coming out and trying to sue them for child pornography like that. He's not gonna win that case.
He ain't gonna win.
Funny.
Perfect.
The third album was dope.
Okay. I'm ready to start whenever you are.
So,
All right. You too. What's up? How's everyone doing this lovely Thursday night? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me.
what up?
And I just misplaced my Fire Stick remote again, but fuck it. And the album we are about to talk about, continuing on with the Ja Rule series, is probably the most controversial album in his discography. Blood in My Eye. Oh, you got the CD too.
Yes.
Yeah, this came
I
out in
love this album cover, yo.
Yeah, album
This
cover's
is a
fire.
real album cover. Somebody took their time and effort to draw this album cover. This is how album covers used to look like. Not like this bullshit now and everybody's copying off of West Side Guns album covers and they want to be all holy and and religious. I'm like, this is a real album cover. I love album covers like this.
Yeah, that album cover's tough.
Yeah, even the back cover too, with the buildings and shit.
Yes. It definitely has that like mixtape, which I'm gonna get into all that. Like definitely got like that mixtape feel to it, that street tape kind of feel to it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this album came out in November 4th, 2003 to be exact. It only came out with one single, Clap Back.
Right.
They say on Wikipedia Irv Gotti is the only producer, which that's a lie.
That's not true. Yep, that's a lie.
Not true. Because first of all, those beats was some of them beats were too good to be Irv Gotti, first of all. And second of all, the real producers are Jimi Kendrix, okay, Scott Storch, Shink Santana, Rebel, right, Blackout, Sakut 720, and Ja Rule even did some production, but he only did like the skits and all that, so I'm not really going to count that really. All right, only came out with one single, which is called Clap Back.
Can we talk about the inside artwork with the lynching? I love this.
Oh my god.
The Ku Klux Klan, and this might be Ja Rule's best album cover ever. Like I like this over all his other album covers.
See, I don't even have that.
You don't have that for the vinyl?
Nah, I just got this is a promo copy. It's a promo copy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Def Jam. Def Jam didn't even send me this album. I got it last year from one of the CD sellers.
Oh shit! Look at you.
That's how much time they didn't even promote this album, and I was still with the Murder Inc. Street team, and they didn't promote it.
Shit, that's how you know that just says a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right. So we don't have to say who Ja Rule is at this point. No. Oh well, guest appearances. Excuse me.
There's no.
One of the males.
But there's no R&B. Thank God.
Yeah, no Ashanti.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah, we'll talk. Hussein Fatal of the Outlaws, ironic. Cadillac Talk, James Gotti, Sizzler, Black Child, which this is probably Black Child's best rapping on a Ja album, in my opinion.
I love Black Child, man.
Shadow, Sakut 720, and those are it. Oh well, DJ K Slade too, but that was a skit. This might be probably my most hypocritical review.
Oh,
this might be one of those reviews tonight. So, if you guys have watched this channel or watched the Ja Rule breakdown, you'll probably know that this is I've been kind of looking forward to talking about. This is a somewhat diss album, not a diss song, a diss album aimed at 50, G Unit, Eminem, Dr. Dre, D12, Obi Trice, DMX, Busta Rhymes. Basically everybody that was treating him like he was just irrelevant, like he was done at that time too.
Right.
Originally this album was supposed to have been a mixtape, which explains like the nature of the album and shit, but
It did play like that at times.
yeah, it did play like that at times, but like originally ironic, Tupac, the Don Illuminati, that was really supposed to be a mixtape too.
Yep.
Niggas don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, so if I was to talk about the whole beef between Ja and 50, it would probably take us all night. So, I'm just gonna say about specific parts. So pretty much, after the release of The Last Temptation, a lot of people were pretty much saying how Ja was like getting this old watered down sound. And at that time too, 50 was coming out, and a lot, and mind you, a lot of people need to realize that, the whole G Unit Murder Inc. beef, it didn't just start in like 2003. Like a lot of people want, like 150 came out, like this has been brewing on for years, but they just kept it like on the street level and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
you got robbed, right? Was it Ja Rule? Was it 50 that robbed him at the video set, or was it the other way around?
Oh shit!
I think it was
50.
I want to say 50 robbed him for jewelry, and then later on, was it 50 that got stabbed with the butter knife? I want to say he got stabbed later on with the butter knife or some shit.
I want to, like I said, this whole Ja 50 is going to take us all night just talking about all the specific events that happened. Hell, even shout out to Diverse Mentality. He did a dope breakdown of the beef that took like 2 parts to talk about and shit. So
a lot of shit.
Like I said, yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna like do my best to paraphrase it. 50 was like the hottest nigga at New York at that time. Hell, even next to Jay-Z and Nas, he was like the hottest nigga. And then he was just coming after everybody, and Murder Inc. included. And so pretty much at the beginning of 2003, this was kind of like the beginning of the whole Murder Inc. being accused of money laundering and drug trades, by Kenneth Supreme McGriff and shit like that. And y'all should know, all my niggas, y'all should know about Supreme. Y'all should know about the history between Supreme and Irv, 50, all that shit. And he's like a controversial figure. I'm just gonna say that right now when it comes to hip hop. He's incarcerated right now and shit. So yeah, that says a lot. And so this was a key event that happened because this kind of caused Ja Rule to not really record a quick enough diss track aimed at 50 and everybody else that was dissing him, because this was pretty much keeping him out the studio. And this is what made everybody say, oh, well, he's done, he's soft and all that shit. And like I mentioned when I did the underrated diss tracks on the beef episode, Ja pretty much came out with the Loose Change song. But then, 50, Eminem, and Busta Rhymes, they pretty much came out with the Hail Mary remix and shit like that. And this pretty much was like them pretty much making fun of Ja Rule because the fact of how at that time everybody was saying how he was trying to emulate Pac and shit like that too, you know what I'm saying? And they had their shots here and throughout, but then it was pretty much almost ended and stuff like that because Ja Rule did an interview on BT with Louis Farrakhan, and originally I think Louis Farrakhan, I don't know if it was either Farrakhan or Ja Rule that wanted 50 Cent to come so they can like talk about the issues and squash the beef. 50 was thinking about it, but then when he was watching BT at one point, he saw the promo for this album, the Blood in My Eye album, and shit like that. And he pretty much saw it as, oh, well, this nigga is using me just to boost up his album and stuff like that too. So that's when they didn't really squash the beef. It went on, and at that time too, the only reason why this album was not really a mixtape was because of, you guessed it, Ja Rule's contract to Murder Inc. and stuff like that was for him to release an album annually. So they had to really just rearrange it, add some more tracks and stuff like that too. Um, and when it comes to this album, it's kind of a polarizing album, and we've seen this plenty of times before when it comes to hip hop. Let's say a rapper drops a first album, and that first album is all thugged out, it's all straight to the bars and shit like that. And then they dropped the second album, which the second album, yeah, it still has what was in the first album, but then you getting more popular in the pop spectrum. So you try to do all these R&B songs.
The Massacre is a prime example of what you're saying right now.
I'm going to get into that. Give me 1 second. And I knew you were going to say that because y'all he even mentioned a line on the sense talking about y'all getting at me for doing this R&B bullshit, but I turned on the radio. Y'all doing the same thing, which I'm gonna get into that. And so the second album, that's when you get a little poppy and shit like that. But then let's just say you drop the third album. Now this is the game breaker for in the commercial spectrum, the pop spectrum, because they say lucky number 3 for a reason. So let's just say you get a few more guest appearances. The label is going to give you more creative control. Let's just say that it's going to give you more creative control. You got more producers. You got more guest appearances. You're working with all these motherfuckers you look up to on the Source or Triple XL, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? The album pretty much is like your best-selling album. You're on MTV, BET, ABC, NBC, Fox, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Once you're on American Idol, once you're on them little singy kind of shows, you're crossed over.
Yeah.
And so that's when the streets are watching. They like, well, this nigga over here, he's over here doing all this pop shit. He ain't even about that life. He can't really rap about the same thing he raps about. So that's when the younger crowd look at you like you soft. And I'm gonna bring LL Cool J into this because with an album like Mama Said Knock You Out, it's an interesting comparison. But at the same time, what was different from that album and this album was LL didn't spend all of his time dissing Mo D or any of his other rivals.
Right.
Yes, he had one diss track. He had a couple of shots he threw at Mama Said Knock You Out. Murdergram, you can say what you want to say. I've heard different things about Murdergram, which I'm gonna have to do a video on that song one day because I heard people say that he was throwing shots at a young Jay-Z at that time, which we'll talk about that.
To the Break of Dawn.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Oh,
the main diss track, To the Break of Dawn. I mentioned that one, and then the title track, he had a line where he says, "Heard you on the radio, why'd you beef with me?" That was aimed at Mo D. And then the Murdergram track was like when he was in that live performance at Rap Mania and shit like this, like doom, 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 like classic LL, by the way. And he didn't spend all of his time. He had the versatile track, like the R&B track. It's not like people were telling him, "Oh, you can't do the love songs, you can't do the commercial songs." It's just that the hip hop crowd needs some love too. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to look at this album, they can say that he pretty much wasted his time dissing G Unit and just succumbing to them.
The album, I was gonna say, it feels rushed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It feels like he just ran to do it because of the whole momentum 50 and G Unit had.
Yes.
And instead of just putting out one song, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just make a whole mixtape and diss all of them, including Eminem and Dre and you mentioned other people on it, Busta, and you know what I'm saying, DMX he took shots at, but the album don't feel like a real Murder Inc. Ja Rule album. It feels like a mixtape, and he got all these other cats on it. No R&B songs on here, no Ashanti, no Vita, no Charlie Baltimore. Got Fatal Hussein. I actually saw Fatal Hussein in concert in 1999. Killed it by itself, ripped it. I love his first album. It's underrated. Definitely need to talk about that. But You got Hussein on here on like 4 songs. 2 of them were freestyles. So it feels like a mixtape. And I think that was I don't want to say it was mostly Ja's call. I think it was probably Irv Gotti and Def Jam because Gotti didn't want to look like they didn't want to look like no punks to Aftermath and G Unit. So I think that's probably what it was. Like, oh, well, we got beef with 50, we going at 50. DMX got shit to say, we going at him. Anybody could get it on the ink. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear this project, it feels like a mixtape. It don't even feel like a real. This is like a standalone project. It don't go with the other albums in Ja Rule's discography. It's like if you make like I just saw Snake Eyes last night. If you make like 2 G.I. Joe films and then you got the Snake Eyes spinoff, that's a standalone film. Even though it's connected to the G.I. Joe universe, it's connected to Ja Rule as the artist, but the album don't go with his other albums. You know what I'm saying? Like it's totally different.
Yeah. And it's crazy too how you mentioned standalone because another comparison, which you're gonna hear his name brought up in today's review a lot. I'm just gonna be real. When Pac did the 7 Day Theory album, he went by Machiavelli. That was originally supposed to have been a mixtape.
A mixtape,
however,
yes. I heard the Outlaw say that.
Yeah. However, like I said, majority was mostly diss tracks against all odds. Bomb first. What's that one? Toss It Up. Yes. Even To Live and Die in L.A. Gay Ass Dre. Yes.
He mentioned that on here.
Yes. But at the same time, you had Just Like Daddy.
Yes,
you had
I
Hail
love that
Mary.
Wow.
I love that song too. You had Hail Blasphemy. Oh. You had White Man's World. You had Crazy.
Love that song.
Like I said, I say this many times. That was the album Pac wanted to make on Death Row.
And they took songs off of that. They took songs off of that mixtape.
Yes, they did. Like all of the All Eyes on Me, I'm gonna say that was mostly Sugar. Like Sugar's taking majority of the beats, like give me that, give me that, give me this, give me that, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to really get at when I talk to you.
You was having an orgasm right now, just us mentioning Pac.
Chill. But yeah, like I said, but for real though, when I mention Pac, it's really gonna be brought up in discussion a lot. Right? When it comes to this album and shit. And
I was saying this before. I was like, yo, y'all don't see the comparison with Murder Inc. and Death Row. They were patterning themselves like them. Even from like the second, third album, they were comparing themselves to Death Row.
Because they did not have an image on themselves. Like I try to keep telling y'all people that you didn't see Rough Riders patterning themselves off Bad Boy. Exactly. You didn't see Rockefeller patterning themselves off Loud Records. You didn't see all that fucking shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like Murder Inc. is just that they didn't really have that all that ingredients and shit. And ironically, with Death Row, Suge didn't always give the artist the limelight. Like Warren G had to go all the way to fucking Def Jam to make a name.
Yep.
Nate Dogg had to steal his own master's back just to get out. And we're not even going to talk about what happened to RBX.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
But I think that's partly I blame Earth for that because if I feel like if they did release the roster with the other artists, they would have had their own identity. When you just have Ja Rule and Ashanti making the money for that label, they didn't have no identity. That's why they kept comparing to the Death Row.
Exactly.
Why couldn't Black Child come out in Cadillac Ty and Charlie? I don't understand it.
And at least with Suge, he put most of the Death Row artists on soundtrack placements, had videos and shit like that. I never saw a Black Child video. I never saw Cadillac Ty.
They were on the Fast and Furious soundtrack, the first one. They were on there because he had the POV anthem from that joint.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. I forgot about that.
That's really. I don't remember. Ja Rule was on other soundtracks, but like they didn't have that identity because it was just 2 artists making the money for that label. Whereas when you have Rough Riders, you got DMX, you got The Lox, you got Eve, Dragon, Bad Boy was various artists even after Biggie passed away. Same thing with Rockefeller. So when you got 2 labels that are just making the money for two artists making the money for one label. It's like, you know, where's the identity? Like, is it this? Is it the hip hop soul, you know, street joints, or is it, you know what I'm saying? Is it like Black Child and Cadillac Ty and, you know, Charlie Baltimore, the real Murder Inc. I feel like that's really the real Murder Inc. that we didn't get a chance to see on that label.
Right.
Without vinyl kicks, Ray Sean was good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Trust me. And so when it came to like this album, there was a couple more things I was going to mention. Yeah, this album was not that good. And I'm gonna say one more thing. I felt like Clapback. I feel like Clapback was not a right choice for the first single.
You think so?
I
thought it was good.
That was the only single. In my opinion, there was one song. The song was Sizzler, which we're going to talk about.
That was a single though. But I think that was like, yeah, it was a single, but I think that was the teaser single. The real single was Clapback.
Clapback should have been a teaser single.
You think so?
Yes. Like it kind of reminds me of it's like he was trying to do Wankster with that.
Right.
A little bit. I don't know if it was just me, but we'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
All right. Again, this album has 13 tracks. Like he loves his number 13 and shit.
14. The 2 bonus tracks.
Oh, excuse me. 14. Yes, excuse me. All right. Track number 1, the Murder intro. Yo, this intro is pretty much sets the whole tone of the album. You know, Ja Rule's pretty much angry and shit like that. You know, it's pretty much, you know, just saying that motherfuckers want to fuck with me and shit. You know, I used to be down these niggas and shit like that, but now it's time to murder and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took a clip from Mekhi Phifer and Paid in Full. That clip where he's like, if any nigga that ever did me wrong and blah, they dead, they gonna get it. He took that part from the Paid in Full movie.
Definitely. Yes, sir. And then we're gonna get into The Life featuring Hussein Fatal, Cadillac Ty, and James Gotti. This one was a very, very dope track. Nice way to start off the album. You know, motherfuckers didn't waste no fucking time. You know, just talking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I found it mad interesting that Hussein Fatal. I think this is around the time when he was trying to get into Murder Inc. Understand?
But yes, there was rumors that they was gonna sign him, but he shouted out Rap a Lot. So did he ever deal with Rap a Lot too?
I'm not the biggest Outlaws fan though, so I don't really know too much.
Yeah, I don't remember him signing with Rap a Lot. So, but I do remember him supposed to be signing with Murder Inc.
Mm.
But yeah, I've always liked Fatal. I thought Fatal was like one of my favorites from the Outlaws, and you know, rest in peace to him. You know, he had a dope verse on here. I like the beat. You know, you got Josh saying, but if need be, we'll bang out like Bloods and Crips, styrofoams the nozzles, extended clips, murder meets gangster shit, and all my niggas that's living from hood to hood bang to this. I thought it was a dope song, and I feel like the joints that Hussein is on, he had you know, niggas know who Fatal is, man. So I feel like you just brought that you know, cosign to any track he was on.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. They all went in on that joint. I'll be real with you and shit. So this one was definitely a nice joint. I love that line when Josh says, "We enormous. Some would say the ink is murderous. You don't want us to strap up and bang the strip, but if you need me, we'll bang out like Bloods and Crips, styrofoam the noodles and extend the clips." Ooh, like he was just going. I felt like he had the best verse on this track too. Like lyrically, this might be his best lyrical album and shit.
DJ Tim said he was on the Busta Rhymes, The Whole World Looking at Me. Who's on that song? That's a solo track for Busta. I don't remember nobody else on that track.
Talking about Hussein?
Wait, on the Busta track, he wasn't on that.
Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, man. Now we're gonna get into Clap Back. Like I said, I have really nothing against this track really. It's just that for one, I feel like it should not really have been like the first single or the first official single, excuse me. Um the beat, Scott Storch. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not the big Yash and I'm not the biggest Scott Storch fan, so yeah, that's another fuck that. And so yeah, he was pretty much throwing shots at 50 and Eminem, DMX too and shit like that. And yeah, this joint right here, like I said, it's a solid diss track, but compared to like what 50 was throwing at him, and even like the Loose Change track, it was not. It was alright.
This song was big when it came out because, like I said, like they were beating Ja down, and just the whole Wangster song, and everybody knowing that Wangster was about Ja, and it blew up. And this is before um In the Club came out, and people wanted to know what Ja was gonna do, and he came back with this song, and it was fire. And I salute Ja for coming back when he was down and people thought he was done, and he showed that he wasn't afraid of 50. I would love to see that versus. I would love to see Ja Rule take on 50. I think he got as many hits as 50, and that would be an epic versus. And this was dope. And I love Scott Storch. I forgot Scott Storch made this because he made so much other hits for many other different artists. In different regions. I forgot he did shit for Ja Rule, but this was fire. I love the track. You know, got 50 saying I'm young, black, and gifted, but still at the bottom and stuck somewhere between Gomorrah and Sodom. I'm here to make this rap shit hotter than Harlem. Fuck the dog, beware rule, cause I'm the problem. I love it, man. This was a great first single, to fight back at 50.
Yeah, I hear your point. I see what you're saying. Shoot. Um, Next track, The Crown. Yeah, this is actually my favorite track off this album. It definitely had that hard dance hall beat. Sizzler appeared on this fucking track. I've never really been like the biggest Sizzler fan. I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Yeah.
You saw what?
No, I hear you. Yeah, I listen to some Sizzler music, not all his stuff though, but yeah.
But yeah, man. Aside from like the usual diss tracks and stuff like that, what I got from this track right here was pretty much how he just taking his crown back, taking his spot back, cause like at one point this nigga was really among like the best rappers alive, and shit like that. And then once 50 came about, it was just like, yeah, like we mentioned earlier and shit like that. The second verse to me was like the best verse. I love the line when he says, "So when Flex get it, you bomb it once, shit, bomb it twice. New York City, park your cars, turn off your lights, and 50 your hazards, because when the rules split the masses, I got your attention like J-Lo's ass." Damn, like fire track.
You should start rapping like that from now.
Yo, it'll be different though.
It would be.
I'm trying to do it like the Pain is Love. I feel like Pain is Love. That was when I really had it popping and shit like that. Because mind you, I didn't quote nothing from Last Temptation like that. So it's a little rusty
Yes.
right now.
Yes, we do. We're doing Blood in My Eye. I'm laughing at Reg trying to do his Ja Rule impersonation.
Yeah, but yeah, Blocker. This is the 5th week. Yeah.
Sizzler's a Jamaican artist, dancehall reggae. Look his stuff up on YouTube, man. He's a legend. I thought he was good on this track. Definitely, it gives a track a really nice added sense of energy, and the DJs, the dub plate DJs were playing this, blowing they horns and they sirens to this, and Flex dropping bombs to this track and shit. I thought it was dope, and you got it's like a G-funk type of track, real sinister pianos on it. Love the beat. You got Josh saying niggas need to get their money and stick to rapping or end up like one of the Jacksons. Beware your actions. What is it? What did he mean by end up one of the Jacksons?
Well, repeat that Jackson line again.
He said niggas need to get their money and stick to rapping or end up like one of the Jacksons. Which one are you
I
talking
guess it
about?
was trying to hit.
Michael wasn't dead yet, so who are you talking about?
I guess he was pretty much saying how some of the Jacksons, besides Michael and Janet, were not like up to their level financially, even though it was a poor line anyway because
Right,
the family was wealthy regardless. So
right.
that's an F for Ja.
Yeah, I love Clapback. That was a great track.
Yeah, that was a crown. So now we're gonna get to the case Slay skit, which I don't really care too much for the skits really. So
K-Slay was talking this shit like, oh, telling Ja that he's like 2 for 2, and I guess he was talking about the Clapback song and then the Crown song also. So, um, it's K-Slay. K-Slay was like one of the biggest mixtape DJs of the 2000s. So I definitely listened to a lot of his mixtapes.
yeah, definitely. Track number 6, Things Gonna Change / Two Punk Ass Quarters, featuring Black Child, Young Merc, and Dio Cannons. Again, another posse cut. Um, Black Child pretty much killed this shit in my opinion.
Yes.
Had the illest fucking verse and shit like that. They all did their thing, but I feel like Child really held Ja Rule down on that fucking verse and shit like that. The way he flipped that verse. Well, first of all, Ja Rule, he kind of like flipped the whole hit him up. He flipped the whole hit him up on his verse and shit like that. And then Black Child, he did the Just Playing Dreams track from Biggie. The Dreams are fucking an R&B bitch song and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love the line where he says, "Niggas, you who like to put little holes through kids. In case y'all ain't heard about my savages, they'll kidnap your kids, throw them over the." Oh, excuse me, that's Ja's line. Excuse me. He said, "Making money off music, murder, and torture. Who going what it costs for a coffin? Nigga, you a dead man walking. This is extortion. We organize crime. Everybody's crying. But all y'all dying while the irons start flying." Like, oof, definitely killed that shit. He was like the standout on that whole fucking track.
I love it. I love the beat. It was really hard, and I don't care for the other cats on the track. It wasn't needed, but Black Child definitely was the star of this track, and I love that he took like or really paid homage to Biggie for his verse. As I sit back, relax, cutting crack, loading gats, I think about these sexy rappers that I want to clap. I'll probably go to jail for sending 50 to hell. If I lay Banks down, yeah, you're gonna tell. Fredo will help him write his raps in braille. Black Child is blackmail. Rule is crack sale. I love that. Great flow by Black Child. I always thought he should have had a couple albums on him, Murder Inc. He could have blew up and I blame Earth Gotti for that, but he's definitely the star of this track.
Yeah, definitely. Next track is Race Against Time 2. This one was okay. I felt like personally it was good, but the first Race Against Time was like one of those hip hop songs that does not need a sequel, in my opinion.
Right. A sequel wasn't needed, but I like it. And the horns on it for this sequel was a nice addition, and the beat was fire. He did. I didn't like the part where he's doing the chorus and he bit the Pac. The Pac. Rah da 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 da. That part I didn't like that because That's a blatant Tupac bite. You know what I'm saying? But the track itself, I like it. I think it was dope.
Right. Next is the Bobby Creep skit and shit like that. So with this one, Ja Rule was pretty much playing like a game show host called Bobby Creep, but not like a gaming show host, like a personality,
Right.
kind of like the Inside Edition. If you know Inside Edition,
Right.
y'all know what I'm talking about. And he's like saying, "Oh, this is the world's most scariest rapper, 50. He's here with 6 bodyguards. He has a bulletproof Humvee." and Humvee is for bulletproof and stuff like that. And he's pretty much just calling him out, saying that, oh, pretty much, he pussy and shit like that. So how you a hard rapper, but you have all these bodyguards and shit. Petty shit.
It was like the guy had like a British accent, like he was playing like a Robin Leach, and it was like on Lifestyles of the Skit and Famous, and he's talking about his cars. Oh, Ja Rule got a bulletproof car, and one comes in a gunmetal, and the other one comes in all black. But I'm like, you can say the same thing for 50. When 50 was rolling around, he had police security with him in bulletproof vehicles, and when they had the shootout at Hot 97 with him in the game, he had all the security around him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like people was questioning him, like, how you come out with, all these other songs, Wankster and all that, and you traveling with police security. Like, where they do that at? We don't do that over here. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't fuck with the cops. So like, how you have all this cop security around you? You know what I mean? So like the same time when people was taking their shots at Ja, they forgot to look at 50 because 50 was doing the exact same shit that Ja was doing. When he's talking, on 106 in Park and talking about how Ja Rule do R&B joints, he was doing the same fucking thing. 21
Right.
Questions, Amusement Park, Candy Shop, that's all R&B shit. Ja Rule could have did that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's not like he was just coming out with joints like Wankster and in the club. He was coming out with R&B shit too. Some of it was good and some of it was bad. You know what I mean? So it's like he was like a spitting image of Ja Rule. It's just that he found the right time to come out. That's what happened. He took advantage of the moment and he ran with it. And that's why he's bigger than life right now. So
Yeah, I agree with everything you say. You have valid points and shit. Yeah, definitely a lot of valid points.
I don't know if people was getting tired of Ja at this point. I think maybe that's part of it, that they were getting tired of Ja and they wanted something new and fresh. And 50 was a savage, like he spoke his mind, and I think people gravitated to that. Where Ja Rule wasn't like that, so I think that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like we had Eminem. Eminem was saying whatever the fuck he wanted to say, but he wasn't like 50. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 was from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And 50 said, what was on his mind from, how to rob. You know what I'm saying? And dissing everybody on that record, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he went at Murder Inc. Relentlessly. So that's why I say, like, now you ain't got too many artists now that's calling out niggas by their names. Like 50 was doing that like it was nothing. And before 50 it was Pac that was doing that shit. Pac was calling out everybody by name. He wasn't saying no subliminal shit.
Because niggas love being subliminal and shit. That's the thing.
Fuck all that. Call the nigga name out. You got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. I think people was starting to get a little bit tired of Ja, and they wanted something new and fresh, and 50 was that. Like that was what they were hungering for, and he fed them. And that's why he blew up. You know what I'm saying? And he managed to seize the moment and stay with it. And Ja didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like even with this comeback, it was a good comeback, but he didn't capitalize on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where that was one of his mistakes, as well as Murder Inc. going under because of the whole case with the Gotti brothers and the Supreme and shit.
Right. Definitely. All right. So now we're gonna get into bitches and niggas. No, niggas and bitches. Excuse me. I didn't care for this track really.
Nah, I didn't like that.
The beat. It was the beat really that
Sam,
was.
Sam said Ja was too preachy about his religion. But we had artists that was doing that. PM Dawn was doing that. I just feel like PM Dawn came out at the wrong time in hip hop. A lot of heads wasn't ready for them yet. But they were doing the same shit, and they were deeper with shit in their videos and in their lyrics about religion. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can say Nubian was preachy.
Right, Brand Nubian
First
did
album
that.
has some.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But Brand Nubian did that. You know, you listen to Wake Up. That's about people being, you know, chick being on crack and shit. I mean, slow
Exactly.
down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that shit was it was a thing in hip hop, but it was like there was a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing wrong with Ja doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that his personality was different from 50. You know what I'm saying? But they were like the exact same fucking artists though, when you look at it.
Yeah, people don't want to admit that and shit. But yeah, I just didn't care for the beat. I felt like it was like one of those weak kind of club bangers kind of tracks, man.
But what street cred did he have? I mean, you got shot 9 times. You lucky to be alive. You know what I'm saying? You was working for Supreme and people feel like Supreme was behind him getting shot. But this man was running around with police security. You know what I'm saying? So what street cred do you have when you do shit like that? You know, I ain't never seen Pac running around with police security. He shot at the fucking cops. I ain't never seen him walk around with a whole bunch of cops around him and shit.
I ain't never seen Ti with police security.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they got more street cred than 50 to me.
But yeah, you didn't care for niggas and bitches too.
Nah, I ain't like that one.
Yeah, I didn't care for the ink is back either.
I heard that beat. Somebody freestyled to that beat. I didn't know it was from this album though. The beat I like. I like the beat. Again, I don't like the dudes rapping with Ja. I don't think they were good. And if any of them was signed to Murder Inc., I could see why they didn't come out. Say Cool and 720. I didn't like them. They wasn't needed on the beat. Ja Rule could carry a track on his own. You don't need all these niggas on it. Unless it's like Black Child or Cadillac Top. But all these other cats, I didn't care for them. Black Ja Rule saying niggas I clap back just for my mental anguish. This cash is endless. Cop the rule, yellow vanquish, and I ride swerving down the West Side Highway. Get high like a G4 on the runway. I can't land it, man, with gun in hand. 100 grand in escrow trying to expand. Um, I like it. I like the beat. You know, the rule is back. The rule is back. Again, he's biting what Pac. You know, putting Pac and Biggie in the chorus. You know, like Pac said, keep your head up, man. Like Biggie, give me one more chance. You know what I'm saying? So again, with the Pac mention, I like the beat. I don't care for the other cats on the track though. I like the track without them.
Yeah, I definitely hear your point about that shit. Definitely. Uh, Remo Skit. You know, Remo always appeared on the Ja albums and shit. I never cared for the skits, and today's not the day I start.
I don't like it. Who is Big Remo anyway? Was he down with the ink? Who is he?
I don't even know.
Because he's on like every Ja Rule album.
Hmm. Shit. Then we're gonna get into Blood in My Eye. This one was solid. Like this is like the last official track off this album. It features Hussein and stuff like that. I like how Ja in the first verse he pretty much throws his songs like when I dropped my first joint, making the world holla. I kept it between me and you, cause that's what real street niggas do. Put it on me, cause even thugs get lonely. Sometimes I cry for niggas I'm baptized. When will they? I always like when artists do that shit when it's done right. I feel like the best time it was done right was the Belle Biv DeVoe Word to the Mother remix. Like it's poison, like that.
Yes.
I don't know who rapped that. Well, I think it was Bivens who rapped that first, or no, it was DeVoe.
Ronnie Red.
Ronnie did that one.
It's
Yeah,
poison. Don't be cruel. It's my prerogative to do what I gotta do. Have a little
his little
sensitivity.
sensitivity.
Fire.
That was cold. That should have been a quotable. So
Yes.
that
Definitely.
whole shit should have been on fucking quotable.
That should be on a mug or a t-shirt or something.
Exactly.
Come on,
Even
new edition. We need new edition merchandise. Let's go.
for real.
I know they're working on that supposedly. So
Hmm.
yeah.
But I said what I had to say.
Oh, you said we said.
Mhm.
The track was okay. You know, you got Fatal talking on it. DMX taking shots at DMX. DMX. Ja Rule taking shots at DMX and Dr. Dre and Eminem, and he says, and rest in peace, Tupac Shakur, because you let us know that Dre was a queer before. Again, the mentioning Tupac. This is why people felt like at that time that Ja Rule was a Tupac wannabe because he was mentioning Tupac a lot. You know, it was cool. It's not my favorite track on here, but you know, it was cool.
Shit. Yeah, definitely hear your point. Because like I mentioned before, like hella rappers you wouldn't even expect was throwing shots at Ja, even Common and stuff like that too. And they
Really,
said like
comment this Ja Rule?
I think one song on Electric Circus.
Oh wow, I don't remember
I
that one.
Yeah, he said disrespecting the son of Afeni, some shit like that. I have to pull it up.
Right.
But yeah, man. And I think it was Ja that mentioned Eminem's daughter too, Haley.
That's what I think Vinyl said mentioned that or Block of Times mentioned that.
Yeah, I think he was like, because originally he said he didn't want to bring Dre and M into beef and shit like that.
But he did, and that's when M did the song for the Eminem show.
Yep.
That song, what was it? What was the, I forgot the name of the song. I got the album too. I forgot the name of the song where he dissed Ja and he called out Jermaine Dupri and shit.
Say what you say.
Say what you say, right? And Dre's on that train, and
Hmm.
Dre had the beef with Jermaine Dupri at that time.
For real, man.
Yeah.
And Eminem was beefing with like five niggas in
Mhm.
03, 02. Like he was
Benzino, but he took all them dudes out. Benzino wasn't no threat.
Benzino, Limp Bizkit.
Right. And I
I
love
think
Limp, but Fred ain't fucking with Eminem.
Dilated Peoples, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm I think he had
Cannabis.
like a brief like beef with Evidence or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was beefing with
Cannabis.
everybody. Everlast,
Yeah, but the
you know,
beef with Everlast ended around that time too, I think.
right?
They squashed
Moby,
that.
remember he had beef with Moby,
Yeah, what was that shit? I think Moby said some
oh,
shit like, oh, you a bad influence, some shit.
right? Moby said something, and then when they got to the VMAs, he like dissed him on stage when he wanted.
Yeah, because
So
Moby was booing Eminem.
right, and then you know that Triumph, the dog, the puppet dog, was in back of him and shit, sitting.
Yeah, Triumph, the
Yeah,
insult dog.
Conan O'Brien show.
Mm.
Yeah, it was crazy
I
times. Eminem, man. Eminem was in heavy beef.
For real. Shit, that's crazy. And now, the next track. Well, I don't have the bonus track since I don't have the
You don't
promo
got a bonus
copy.
track on that?
Nope.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's basically two freestyles with Fatal that they save for bonus tracks, and this the first one is track 13 where they like freestyling
Yeah, I
over
heard
the
it.
It's Murder. Oh okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the freestyling over this murder track.
yeah, it's murder. Yep, because he pretty much felt like he was gonna rap the days when he didn't have beef with nobody and shit like that.
Right.
And then the other track, the last track was on the rap freestyle, where it's like a freestyle to 50. I mean, it was a dope freestyle. It was a
Fatal
dope.
was killing it, man.
Yeah,
Fatal killed both of these freestyles. The one, the It's Murder freestyle where he took shots at 50 and he said, you ain't a gangster, M. This is gangster shit. And 50, you ain't nothing but a gangster bitch. Pac never would have never did a song with no gangster snitch. He confusing you all. He ain't the shit. And his whole flow on that freestyle was fire. And then the burn Mob Deep free. Now, what I found ironic is Ja Rule used the Mob Deep instrumental, and then later on Mob Deep sounds with Junior. You know what
right.
I mean? So that was very funny. But again, Fatal killed it. He said, "I got bricks for days, dick to make a bitch behave. Had a bald head, my shit grew. Switched the waves. Fire, fire. Flow by Fatal. Like people slept on Fatal, man. Like this man's album in the Line of Fire. Check that shit out if you never listened to it. Classic album.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check it out. All right. So overall, This is a hard album to rate, man, to me. Lyrically, this might be Ja's best album lyrically. I feel like Ja was definitely in his zone, like, but at the same time, as I look what got him there and shit like that, everybody getting at him and how some of the tracks it just felt rushed. Like some of the sequencing was like a little all over, especially towards the ending and shit. That felt like some of the sequences like towards like a little weird and shit. But overall, it's better than, believe it or not, I do kind of find it better than both Pain is Love and Last Temptation. Actually, I take that back. I found it better than Last. I feel like Pain is Love is better than this album, surprisingly. But at the same time, I'm gonna give us a 3.5 out of 5.
Well, I will say it's definitely his most hardest album. He has the
Yeah,
most street joints on here. There's no R&B at all. So if you're looking for another Shantae collab, it ain't on here. No Ashanti, no R&B at all. It's all street joints. It's good. It's not a classic. It's not a classic. I still think Last Temptation was better. But if you want to hear Ja Rule pissed off, and he had a good reason why. He had a good reason why to be pissed off because people was coming at him at that time. When you got Eminem and you got 50 and Aftermath coming at you, he had to do something. And I applaud him for doing that because other artists probably would have ran. Ja Rule said, I'm staying my ground and I'm gonna defend myself and my music, and I don't care what nobody think, and I salute him for that. You know what I'm saying? But
definitely.
the album do sound rushed. It do sound like he just ran in the studio for like a couple of days and did it. Because it do sound like a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is dope though. I don't care for the guys on those other songs except for like Fatal and Black Child. I don't care for Sekou and Seven. I don't even know those cats, but they wasn't needed. But the joints that Fatal was like on like 4 different songs on here, so he definitely killed it. I would definitely give this a 4. It's solid, but it's not. It's a side project from his other albums because it don't sound like any of his other albums. Not
Definitely.
even not even Venny Video. And I thought Venny was more street compared to Pain is Love and Rule 336 and That's Temptation. Those are like the big R&B joints, but Vetti was a street album too, but this is more. He was pissed off on this album. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And it's a good album. Like I said, like all of his albums were good up until Pain is Love 2. That's the only one that I thought was whack. Everything else was fire. So I definitely think if you want to hear Ja Rule pissed off, listen to the album. And I love this album cover. Like this album cover is one of my favorites. Like, cause to me this is his best album cover. Like I don't care to see him with a do-rag on looking like Pac and you got your back turned with the cross on your. That's all Pac shit. Like this album cover, somebody took the time to actually draw this shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and they do this shit in like an hour. Like this looked like it was done for a couple of weeks or months. Like this is how album covers used to look, and I love it. So just for that alone, it's great.
Yeah, I definitely see your point on the album cover. That's like you said, Ja's best album cover. Because his other album cover, I'm not gonna lie, it was just like close-ups on his face or his
Right, or
chest.
his back. You got the
Yeah.
Jesus piece and the cross. Pac already did that. You know,
Right.
it's not like we haven't seen it before. If you look at Me Against the World, that whole thing is Pac. You know,
Right.
so but it's a dope album.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let you carry. I'm gonna call my mom's right quick.
Yes, it was supposed to be a mixtape. We talked about that in the beginning. That it was supposed to be like they added the Fatal Hussein freestyles at the end, like the last minute. Like those are bonus tracks on the CD only. It's not on the vinyl. I thought it was on the vinyl too. It's not on the vinyl. And at that time, there were rumors that Fatal was going to sign with Murder Inc. But Like he was shouting out Rap a Lot on this, so I don't know if he had a deal in place with Rap a Lot. Yeah, that shit was fire though. This is the Fatal album I was talking about. In the Line of Fire. Q, check this shit out. If you like the Outlaws, you gotta listen to this album, yo. You gotta definitely talk about this Fatal album. I think this was 96 this came out. I wanna say. 98 on Relativity Records, 98. Definitely gotta check this shit out. Fatal to me was underrated. Yeah, definitely. You gotta join with Tame One from the Artifacts on that album. You felt like 50 Cent was trying to sound like Biggie? I don't see the comparison. They have two different flows. What was I riding with? I wasn't riding with nobody. I didn't do none of that. As a music fan, you know, you want to see the best go at it. But I mean, I didn't ride with East Coast, West Coast beef. So I don't ride with like labels beefing with each other, Eminem beefing with John and 50. I wasn't riding with all that. Like, just as a music fan, I'm listening to the songs and see what happens out of it. But we already know what happened with Big and Pac, so I don't even that shouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? So there was no like I'm riding with this person. I was still promoting for Murder Inc. when all this was going down, when they beefing with Aftermath and DMX and all that. But I wasn't riding with nobody because I just love the music, and I'm looking for, like, if you're gonna battle one of the best lyrically with Eminem, I mean I'm expecting Ja Rule to give his best. Or you're gonna go at 50, you know, he got to bring his best. That's why I feel like a versus with both of them would be great. People want to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would be some landslide victory by 50. Like, Ja Rule got hits, he got features, he got remixes. He wrote songs for other people. You know, 50 ain't wasn't no songwriter for people. So it's like Ja Rule could throw out a Neo song that he did, or Mary J. Blige, the that joint from No More Drama, or the J-Lo joint. He could win around with that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get the 50 Cent and Biggie comparison though. Like, Biggie's flow was totally different from 50.
What y'all talking about?
It should be on YouTube. The Fatal album, it should be on there. Because it's been out of print for a minute.
Yeah, this was a dope review. 2 more Ja albums to go.
You feel like Ja Rule got killed in the beef? I mean, a lot of people feel like that. But even if he lost, I still give him props for standing his ground and not fleeing. Like Benzino, you know what I'm saying? Benzino got slaughtered. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, Ja Rule said, "I'm standing my ground and I'm gonna defend myself." So, you know, in public opinion, if he lost, then he lost. But I still salute him for going at them.
Yeah, most rappers they're quick
You know,
to call truce
think,
and shit.
right? Think of how many artists have we seen since Pac died that come out and try to act like they were friends with Pac? Nas did it. Wyclef did it. You know what I'm saying? It's like none of these cats were in heavy beef with Pac, and he wasn't trying to be friends with them.
Exactly.
All of a sudden now, Wyclef was in interviews talking about, me and Pac was cool, and it wasn't no real beef. Like, yeah, dude, he said the Fugees. That sounds like real beef to me.
He said, "Fuck the Fugees."
You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Nas. Nas come out 20 years later, and he want to call the truce after the man is dead and gone.
Yo, tell me why they made a big deal when his daughter was wearing a Tupac shirt.
Who's that? Nas?
Nas' daughter, yeah.
Because they remember what the beef was. He wasn't trying to settle no beef with y'all. Y'all wait till this man drop dead to be like, oh, I'm the beef is dead. It's over with. Like, come on.
Well, Pac and Nas did squash the beef, and
This was a beef.
yeah,
So why we never heard about it?
because it wasn't really that
When
well
they
known.
when they
Because a
keep
lot of
talking about Pac and Nas, they talk about the MTV incident and how Jungle had the gun ready to shoot him.
yeah.
But they
Well,
don't
I
talk
heard
about
different.
them squashing the beef. Huh?
Well, a lot of people even said on Tupac and Nas, Tupac was going to take the distance off against all odds, but
Mhm.
we all know what happened.
Right.
So who's going to see Candyman tomorrow or tonight?
It's coming on streaming. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Because
Oh
that,
yeah.
that shit got to be better than Conjuring 3. That was a disappointment. Well, I think DMX was East Coast. No, I don't think DMX was Tupac at all. I don't. Not every bald guy, not every bald black man is Tupac, man. You know, every bald man with tattoos and is not Tupac. I don't think Pac would have fucked with Ja either, because he just was. I feel like he mentioned him Pac too much, like he was trying to be him. You can never take Ja serious. Well, we know what Ja Rule is. You know what I'm saying? We know he was the R&B thug. You know, he had a huge fan base, a huge female fan base that loved him and niggas rocked with him. You know, but we know he wasn't going out there committing no murders and shit like that. He wasn't like Pac. He wasn't crazy like Pac. Pac would have did shit like that.
Shit, these rappers want to be murderers and shit.
Right. They wanted to be like Pac. Yeah, I believe Biggie Smalls definitely would have worked with 50 Cent. You know.
I'm gonna stay on until 11 o'clock, y'all. So I cannot wait to see what they got it. I cannot see because I don't know. I've been to like 2 vinyl CD stores. I've been to Barnes and Noble today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Jam.
It's like they have a lot of good shit.
What? No out of print stuff at Barnes and Noble?
The only out of print technically that they had there was Aaliyah's One in a Million, but
Oh shit.
yeah.
I don't have that one.
I was surprised they got that one. 'Cause I never seen that Aaliyah album in
I
stores.
don't
Not
have
even the
that.
80, nothing but a number.
I never bought that one.
Yeah. Well, you don't have one in a million?
Oh, I don't have that one. I don't have the red album, the
Oh
self-titled one,
shit.
what they call the red album. I only got the first one, AJ Number the Number.
Shit. if I see a copy, I got you one of yours.
Yes, man. Aaliyah, rest in peace, Aaliyah. Today was her birthday, right?
Yesterday was the death.
Yesterday was her birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, today was the anniversary that she passed away. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yesterday was the anniversary she passed away.
Okay. I still see people posting this. I'm like, is it today or was it yesterday?
You know, people will post that for about a week.
Oh man.
I'm not lying. They will post that for about and plus with her music back on streaming for the first time. And I think Romeo Must Die is coming on streaming tomorrow.
I think Ronnie said that shit.
Yeah. I have to listen. I never heard the sound. I only heard that Back in One Piece song with X. That shit is fire.
That's what was trying to sign everybody. They were trying to sign Bone Thugs.
Oh God.
You know? They were trying to sign Bone Thugs. They were trying to sign Vanilla Ice, Ja Rule, everybody. Teddy Riley.
They were that desperate.
They wanted everybody. Chuck wanted everybody.
Shit. What was I say?
Well, how do we know that though? I mean, we don't know who Pac would have collaborated with if he was still here.
I hate when people say that shit.
We don't know that. I mean, he used to say he might have looked at 50 like, oh, I don't like 50. Let me start a beef with him. So.
Speaking of which, I was re-listening to Lil Wayne's The Leak EP the other day. That shit, I love that EP.
Yes, that was great. Pretty
Gossip. I'm me. I think one day I want to do a breakdown of Lil Wayne's stuff before the Chronic 3.
The Chronic 3?
Yeah, because you know.
The Carter 3, you mean? Like the Chronic 3, when did that come out?
Boing, the Carter 3.
Okay.
Nigga, you know what I mean. Nigga.
I know. I'm about to say, like, do you know something I don't know?
But yeah, I'm gonna do like I'm planning on doing like a Jay-Z stuff before Reasonable Doubt. I want to do something for Lil Wayne between Carter 2 and Carter 3 because like a breakdown of not all the mixtapes because he had like hella shit, but
so many.
significant one.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
The Leak EP, all that shit.
Mixtape Weezy, man, that was the shit.
Yeah,
he dropped Dedication and the Carter 3 leaks and all that shit. Like so much unreleased music still that hasn't been released.
I even got the OG copy of that with Playing with Fire with Betty White. Because you know that song they took that off all the future copies due to sample clearances.
Right.
That's how much of a motherfucking fan I am. You know, it's the clean version. Thanks, Mom. But yeah.
Player, Cheers to You. I do not have that album. That's also a Player, Cheers to You. I don't have that one.
I heard some joints. It was
good. That's like early Timbaland R&B.
Yeah. See, Timbaland, I like Timbaland, but I'm not like I know how everyone is like a diehard. I'm not a diehard. It has to be with a certain artist, like Aaliyah, Jay-Z. And even with Jay-Z, it's kind of I don't even like Dirt Off Your Soldier. I don't like that.
R. Kelly got Aaliyah pregnant, yo. You didn't know that? I'm answering I'm answering what Moonflower said. Supposedly she got pregnant by R. Kelly. So I don't know how true that is.
I saw one post that says y'all couldn't even tell why R. Kelly and Aaliyah were dressing like one another and shit. Like what kind of grown man dressed like a 15-year-old and shit. I remember that Video Soul interview and shit.
Yeah.
I would do a reaction to that right now, but at the same time, I'm not. I don't want to hop off. I don't feel like.
Crew said, "Am I the only one that likes Lil Wayne Lights Out album? Lights Out? When did that come out? Oh yeah, is that the? Okay.
I didn't. Low-key, I'm not gonna lie. Wayne's stuff, that his first 3 albums, I'm not gonna lie, I was not really too keen on those like that.
Right.
When it came to 04, I felt like 04 was really the beginning.
Yeah.
Because he still had that Hot Boys persona and shit like that. I was more into Juvie and BG and all them niggas.
Yes, he did. He did dangle Vanilla Ice off the balcony, but they were trying. That's why, because he was trying to sign him. He was trying to force him to sign the Death Row, and Vanilla Ice wouldn't do it. Well, I mean, I'm going like the. I feel like Aaliyah's parents know more than they saying,
And that's what I
and
feel too.
if the marriage was true, they have to know about it. They have to sign off on it. So they're partly to blame,
Yeah, because something about that whole situation is just.
right?
Because I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you right now. If I had a daughter and she married a nigga that was like hella older than me,
Mhm.
like hella older, like and she's not 18, oh that nigga will be dead.
You said hella older than me.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean. It's just you
Yeah,
know
I
what
know.
I mean.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? And that's what was brought up in the case right now. Like that supposedly he got her pregnant. So they're gonna bring up Aaliyah in his case right now.
Now they're saying that he molested little boys too.
Oh God. And Aaliyah mom, she got rid of the there was a guy that was like talking about bringing out some book about her or something, some biography, and the mom like made a rule where nobody's gonna visit her daughter's grave anymore. Only family.
Interesting.
So I don't know. So who was they having there visiting her grave? Was it just like tabloids and shit?
They had fans visiting her grave plenty of times.
Oh wow. Well, she stopped that. She said nobody visiting the grave no more. She should have did that a long time ago. I mean, because I'm sure Michael Jackson's estate don't have fans visiting, where he's at.
You'll be surprised.
Are they?
You
Are
you'll
they
be
sneaking in?
surprised.
They sneaking
No,
in?
I heard some people sneak into Neverland. I don't know if it's true. I heard some people try to sneak into Neverland at one point.
Oh wow. I know they were doing that with Jim Morrison's grave, right? They were going to his grave and putting graffiti on it and shit.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
slap them motherfuckers.
nah, you can't do that, man.
You can't disrespect Morrison like that, the Lizard King nigga.
Take pictures and shit, but you don't like put graffiti on these people's graves and all that, man.
And I say that to every grave. I don't say that to just it's like anybody. That's just disrespecting the dead and shit. Like
Right. I'm gonna come back and haunt y'all if y'all fuck with my grave. I'm gonna be an evil spirit. Supposedly, I don't know how true that is. That's what they're saying that they're using Aaliyah's in the court case. I don't know how they're gonna do that. She's dead. So what is she gonna say? You know what I mean?
nah, Moonflower. Nelly was way more bigger than what Drake is. I'm gonna be real
I don't
with you.
fucking know. Hell fucking know. He
Yo,
was bigger than Drake. Hell no.
yeah.
He was big at that time, but I think Drake now was bigger than Nelly.
Like I said, y'all underestimate how big Nelly was at that time.
I'm not saying Nelly
That's all I'm gonna say. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna
Nelly
lie.
was
Drake
big.
is big.
Nelly
Drake
was
is
big.
big.
But
Nelly,
and what happened
for,
to Nelly?
for
He
somebody to
faded
come
off.
out of literally out of nowhere and come out with his own little style and stilo and shit like that, got hella Grammy crossed over to pop, country, dance, all that fucking shit. Yeah, Drake had crossover success too,
Drake
but
already had his fan base with the show. What's that show? The
the
Grass or
grass.
whatever. Right. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
know. I didn't watch.
how many actors really can just go out of nowhere and just become like a single rapper and they automatically
Brian Austin Green.
yeah, but Brian Austin Green wasn't that album wasn't that big though.
I know. Underrated.
Yeah. See Drake, even with Thank Me Later, like yeah, it was successful, but it wasn't like what the Future album, like Take Care or even Nothing Was the Same was and shit.
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm just being honest because, like I said, y'all sleep on how big Nelly was and shit. Because, like I said,
No,
I remember.
Nelly was big. He was big.
Yeah.
He was big up until the late 2000s. I want to say
Yep.
2010s, and then Drake came in. I think even if Drake leave music now and he go into just being a record, overseeing OVO records and or being an actor, he's still going to be big. He's still going to be big enough because he still can act. And I think that's going to happen anyway. I think eventually he's going to go into Hollywood and leave music behind, and he's going to be big in movies.
Well, Nelly's actually making a country album.
Is anybody checking for that? Is anybody rushing to check Nelly's country album? Are you anxious for that country album, Reggie? Are you checking for that?
Did I say I was anxious for the country album?
Are you gonna listen to it?
Did I say I was gonna listen to the country album?
Hey, you the Nelly fan here. It's not me.
I never said I was the Nelly fan.
I'm astonished. I'm astonished at myself. I gotta pat myself on the back for even listening to a Nelly album just because of you. Because if it was anybody else that asked me to do this for their show, I'd have been like, hell fucking no, I'm not listening to no Nelly album. So all the credit go to you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm amazed at myself that I got through it. Man. Funny. Do you own any Destiny Child albums?
Of course.
You're talking to Sam, bro.
Oh, damn. I was about to say, hold up.
Nas Street Dream or the remix with R. Kelly. I love the original one.
Remix.
That's the original. The remix was cool, but I feel like that's a song he don't need a remix for.
I disagree.
You disagree?
That R. Kelly remix.
Come on.
I mean, the original was cool. I like the original, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. I felt like Pac used that sample the better. But the remix, that felt more like the album. It felt more like it was written. It felt more Escobar-ish than the original version.
I disagree. I think Nas killed that beat better than Pac. Pac's song was a little bit more jazzier, but I think Nas's his version is better.
Well, I mean, you can say that and shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can say that. But if you have that, mind you, R. Kelly really brought the Isley Brothers back into popularity in the 90s. That was an Isley Brothers sample. Yes. And the way he used that Choosy Lover sample and the way how Nas was flowing on that, come on, man. You cannot deny that.
I hear you, but I love R. Kelly. I don't like that R. Kelly remix, though. That's not one of my favorite R. Kelly remixes all time. Shit, yeah. Like Bump and Grind remix was fire. I Don't Mean It remix was fire. Down Low remix was fire.
I feel like Bump and Grind should not have a remix, in my opinion.
What? But that the remix was fire though, the old school remix.
It was cool, but the original Bump and Grind, it was like the turn off the lights of the 90s and shit.
Right.
You can't redo that shit. Like every time you hear my mind is telling me no, but my body, like it's like as equivalent as when Whitney was like, it's as equivalent. It's like you can't remix that shit.
I don't know. But it's R. Kelly, yeah, he was the best at doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Kells was the best, yes. That's why Babyface said, I don't do remixes, I do songs.
I Can't Sleep remix? How'd that go again?
It's like da 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 baby.
Was that the one with the when he's like in the rain and shit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. And Puffy was with him. I remember that.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was dope. Yeah.
But again, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I Can't Sleep was again one of those songs. It's personal that it didn't really need a remix.
Right.
But you know what song pissed me off the most? They had a remix. Drew Hill's In My Bed.
You keep saying that. That remix was fire.
That remix was trash.
I love it. That's one of the best Jermaine Dupri remixes ever.
Well, one of the best. That's good for Dupri. That's good for Dupri. But the original, like I said, the original was so mysterious. It was dope. I didn't care for all that bouncing. Somebody sleeping in my bed. I didn't care for all that shit.
because the Brett and Jermaine had great chemistry together. That's why they put them together. They should have had an album out.
Okay, well, Dr. Dre and Snoop had great chemistry together. I don't want to see
them. They should have had an album out too. They needed an album together. They were supposed to do an album, the Breakups and Makeups, and then that never came out.
Who, Dre and Snoop?
Yes, supposedly they were supposed to do an album together. It was called.
I know what you're talking about now. Okay, that was supposed to come out like about 01, 02, right?
Right. Breakups and Makeups.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Came out. So
Of course.
they needed an album together because Snoop always had the best shit with Dr. Dre.
Yo, speaking of Dre, so Flavor Flav of all people, shout out to Ronnie. He's gonna say how this Dr. Dre album's gonna change the game and shit. I'm like, if Flavor Flav is saying this shit better come out.
He's on the album. He said he recorded for the album.
Oh shit. Well, he better he better be on the retail and shit. When I see the album on Spotify, I want to see Flavor Flav. Yeah. I don't want to see Lil Baby. I don't want to see Playboy Cardi. I want to see Flavor Flav.
Yeah, he said he went to Dre's house and he recorded for the album. So whatever new album he got supposedly is coming out. But we've heard this about Detox. So who knows?
Oh, this is a good question from Moonflower. Did Jay-Z's Best of Both Worlds have any hits? That album,
nah, they wasn't. Because they stopped the promotion the same day that R. Kelly got caught for the sex tape.
Part of me wants to talk about it as a trash review, but
you think that album was trash? What?
Yes.
No, it's not.
No. Oh,
that album is not trash, yo. Compared to a Mills album, that is a classic. Compared to a Mills album is trash. That's the both of us.
I'd rather listen to a Mills album than that one.
What are you talking about? Do you know the songs that was on there? Green Light, Honey.
That Honey, I hate that Honey. Oh my!
What are you? What?
That was the one with the Bee Gees. That was the one with the Bee Gees. Oh hell!
Yes, I have that album on vinyl. Fire! I love that.
Yes, Saturday Night Fever.
The body track, fire. It just wasn't promoted because of R. Kelly and the sex tape. And then, remember he was at the Olympics doing the opening ceremonies, and the same day he was doing the ceremonies when somebody leaked the sex tape. And Def Jam was like, nope. Somebody did that shit. Yeah.
That's funny. How you in the Olympics? How you in the Olympics, and then that's when you got caught in this. Like you try to be inspirational. Then 1 hour later, breaking news: R. Kelly sex tape leaked.
I blame Sparkle for that. She did that shit because her niece was in the sex tape.
You better be careful.
And once Jay-Z heard about that, they stopped all promotion. They were supposed to go on the tour for that album. There's a come up DVD that he was getting his hair braided on the tour bus, and he's talking about the beef with him and Jay-Z, and that shit never came out. So it's still unreleased. You saw it?
That shit.
I've never seen it.
Years ago. It was years ago I saw that.
The whole thing or just the clip?
Clip.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole interview. Like they stopped it from coming out. Because he was talking shit about Jay-Z in that interview.
Shit. Yes. What if he said some shit about Beyonce? You imagine what that would be like.
Crazy.
Do you know?
Yeah, it definitely would have. It would have went. Well, I think it still went platinum without no promotion. If I want to say. Cause I know people that bought it, like my homeboy bought it, like when it dropped, like people were still buying it, but it definitely would have went multi-platinum if they promoted it.
Well, I'm grateful. I'd rather listen to Blueprint 2 than that album. That's how much
crazy. That Blueprint 2 is shit compared to that album. Hell fucking no.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Blueprint 2?
Give me Blueprint 2.
What was the score? I don't remember the score you gave Blueprint 2. What was the score that you gave that?
I think it was like either 3 mics or 2.5.
A 3? I had to give that shit lower than
Curse. I like the Curse. If it was the Curse as the album alone, it could have been it could have been close to decent or solid for the most part.
If it was
12 tracks from The Gift, you could have been an okay follow-up.
If it was 12 to 15 tracks, it would have been a solid 4. That album was shit. That's one of Jay-Z's worst albums ever.
Yeah, but I'd rather listen to that than that trashy ass unfinished Best of Both Worlds.
Best of Both Worlds is better than that album.
Give me the Linkin Park mashup album. I'm going there. That was
better than that album. What?
Give me the Linkin Park mashup album over Best of Both Worlds. Come on.
You're shitting on Linkin Park right now.
I'm not shitting on Linkin Park.
That Linkin Park mashup was better than that shit. It was better than Blueprint 2. And that's a mashup album. That's a mashup album.
Wait. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'll give you that because that has some joint. That mashup album.
Street Disciple is better than that, and that wasn't even a classic album.
Okay, let's not.
You don't like Street Disciple album? Wow. What the fuck?
That's why it took me so long to review the fucking album.
Street Disciple got bangers, yo. Thief Steam
It
came for that
got bangers,
album.
but it's not still Medical Gospel. It's not even.
No,
It's not even entitled.
but neither one of them to me have a classic double album. I said Street Disciple not a classic, but there's more songs on that I can play than play the Blueprint 2. And I was promoting for Rockefeller. Rockefeller sent me that album. They sent the Blueprint 2 in the mail for me. That album was trash. I don't play that album. I played it like maybe 4 times since it came out in, what was that, like 02, 03? I forgot the year it came out. That album was not good. If he just, that's why they cut it down when they re-released it, or they called it the Blueprint like 2.1 or whatever, because the fans were complaining about that album. They were complaining that it was shit. Jay-Z heard what was saying online, and this is before social media. He heard he read all the blogs and the message boards, and people were saying that it was trash and it was a bunch of throwaway tracks on that album. If he just released 12 songs, a couple from the Gift disc and the Curse, it would have been a great double album. He had a whole bunch of filler on that. Ballad of a Fallen Soldier, that was trash.
Oh Jesus!
A lot of those songs from the second disc and even the first one, that Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way, that was trash. Appalling. You should never do a song from Frank Sinatra like that. Timbaland gave him some shitty beats on that album, and he did the same thing for Blueprint 3. That's why that was shit. You know what I'm saying? He kept all the good shit for the Shock Value album and for Missy shit, but you give Jay-Z the crap after. What's the last good shit he did for Jay? Like what, the Black album?
I'm not gonna lie, he did some good shit on the Magna Carta album. I'm not gonna lie.
What did he do? What other than Picasso Baby? I like that one, and I think he did Tom Ford, right?
Yeah, Tom Ford.
That's the only songs, and I like the Rick Ross joint. I don't like nothing else on that album. I only like 2 songs on that album.
La Family, Head of the Family. Niggas when they kidnap wifey. Good luck with that, bro. Ready for that war. Oh, look, Jay, what the fuck?
Nah, I love both Nas and Jay, but they got some shit in their discography, and people got to stop tiptoeing around that shit. Like everything they drop is classic. You know, Nas got his bad albums too, but if we talking about Jay, I don't care for Blueprint 2 and 3. I thought that was shit. I don't like Magna Carta. I thought that was crap also. 444 is overrated. It's okay. It's not some classic album.
Yeah, 444 is a little.
Let's give Jay-Z if we're gonna give Nas his smoke about how he a bad beat picking all this shit that I hear over the years, and people talk about his bad albums like Nostradamus and all that. Let's give Jay-Z his smoke also, because not everything he came out with was classic album. We gotta be fair to the artists. I'm not siding with Jay or Nas. I'm saying both of them had shit in their discography.
Right.
You know what I mean? Excuse Me Miss was cool. They played that too much though. That's not one of my favorite Pharrell songs, and I love the Neptunes. They just played that way too much.
They should have left that Luther song alone and shit.
Way too much that was played.
Yeah, 50 had some trash too.
Oh yeah, 50 got trash. I didn't like Self-Destruct. People like that album. I didn't care for it.
Curtis wasn't all that to me either.
Yeah, Curtis has some joints, but again, too many R&B collabs on there. And he's taking shots at Ja Rule, and half of Curtis got a whole bunch of singers. You got Mary J. Blige, you got Akon, you got both Justin Timberlake and Robin Thicke on the same album. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
The way how 50 was looking on the album cover was the way I was looking when I was listening to the album.
Bro, don't make me pull out that Curtis album. I think it's back to back. I think the Justin Timberlake song is like. Right, it's like before the Robin Thicke song on there.
That Robin Thicke song is amazing. Follow My Lead.
Come on, man. Come on.
Whoa.
Too many R&B joints on there.
Oh, let's not disrespect Follow My Lead.
I'm saying it's way too many R&B joints on there, and this dude was taking shots at Ja Rule. That's what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like you taking shots at Ja for doing R&B, and you got R&B niggas on one album. You know, who else was missing? Keisha Cole? Who else was missing on that album? Yeah, and remember in that booklet he had Sierra propped up. He was like holding up by her butt cheeks. He had Sierra in that, and this is before Sierra hooked up with Russell Wilson. But they were going together. You know what I'm saying? I went to a Knicks game. I went to a Knicks game and I saw Sierra at the game, and she's not a Knicks fan. She's from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? She was only here because of 50. Like they were dating. You know what I'm saying? He had Sierra in the booklet with some fucking thongs on. People don't remember that?
I'm not gonna lie, the Massacre grew on me in recent years and shit.
Classic album.
Yeah, man.
What my problem with Curtis was you have way too many R&B dudes on that album, and you taking shots at Ja Rule. And when Ja Rule was doing the same thing, he was going platinum for it. When 50 do it, oh, it's okay. 50 do it. When Ja Rule do it, it's a problem. It wasn't
at that time, the streets was having Streets 50's back because he was beefing with Fat Joe and Cameron and shit.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Curtis.
He did the Cameron diss song, and he made the video for that or whatever. And you know, I'm like, yo, like I'm listening to this album. I'm like, you really have all these R&B dudes on your album, and you taking shots at Ja Rule? You know what I'm saying? And I was remember you was in that beef with Kanye, the album Showdown. I was picking Curtis to beat Graduation, and then Graduation was a better album. So you got to give Kanye's props, crazy or not. Kanye beat him in that album Showdown.
He did.
It's a better album. Like he definitely beat him by far. It's not even by. It wasn't even close. It was by a landslide. Shock value. I like the first one. I didn't care for the second one. There's too many. He tried to be too different with that one. He had like JoJo was on that album. He had Katy Perry. He had Nickelback. He was trying to be too different with that album.
Yeah, that whole album was trash.
Yeah, I didn't like that shit at all. Blueprint 2 was trash. Did not like it. And I have it. I don't fuck with it like that. Except for a couple songs, like I said, that's why he slimmed it down for the 2.1 re-release, because the fans were complaining that it was way too many tracks on there. A lot of it wasn't good, and they had to go back and trim it down and then re-release it. Prodigy's albums were great. I love Prodigy's albums.
I'm gonna stand for like 5 more minutes.
Moonflower said, I feel like people underrate. I love Yeezus. I think Yeezus was a dope album. It was very experimental, and he showed that he could still sell, and it don't have to be a totally rap album, and it gets a lot of hate. Pablo, I like the bottom half of it. I don't like the first part of it though. I think the bottom half, when you get to songs like Waves and Fuck My Life, I think the bottom half of it was good.
Yeah, I hate both albums.
You hate both albums?
Yeah.
I'm gonna review that. When I get that shit, I'm reviewing Yeezus. That's gonna be a solo review. You gonna do it? Because you said you don't like it, right?
Well, I mean, you didn't like Nelly, so
this ain't no trash. I don't do trash reviews, Reg. This ain't no trash review. This is a regular album review. Once I get the physical copy of Yeezus.
Hey, it was a regular album review for me too.
I don't do. There's some album reviews that might turn out to be trash, like the Sheila E. Romance 1600. I didn't like that album. That wasn't a trash review, but it just turned out to be like that because I didn't like the album. And same for Blondie, the Blondie Auto American album. I didn't like that, but I don't do trash reviews. Like I do regular reviews. Sometimes they're gonna be great. Sometimes they're gonna be bad. That is how it play out. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like if I go into an album and I already know it's trash, and then I'm gonna, it's no fun for me to talk about because I already know it's trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're already telling the people it's gonna like. I mean, there's people that want to see that want to see trash reviews. But I feel like if you're telling the people already it's a trash review, they're gonna be like, oh, well, why am I gonna see it? Because I already know his opinion on it. It's already trash to me.
I mean, but why?
But you do trash reviews the best because you're the only one to do shit like that. So salute to you for that.
Yeah, because you get sometimes when it comes to these like reviewers, they just review the classics all the time and shit.
Yeah, and and what make it fun is I might not always share the same view on it because when we did El Nino to me is a banging album. I know you think it's trash. I love El
Yeah.
Nino. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of the shit that we do is mostly trash. Like Black Album was trash. A Mill album was trash. What else we did? That was what else we did? Not Nelly. Nelly
Talib
was trash.
Kweli.
Nelly was trash. No. Beef for Struggle is not trash. No,
Yes.
no, it's not. No, that's a good album. I like that album. But
Crown Royal.
yes, that's trash. That is trash. But we didn't discuss those though. Did you
Well,
discuss those?
I did a solo review on that one.
You did Beautiful Struggle too?
Yeah, you were there.
That was
Yeah, back in the other part when I did it, we had
okay. Okay, see, I didn't have the physical copy. I got the copy now, but I always thought it was a dope album. You know what I'm saying? But again,
Sure.
Talib don't have a classic as a solo artist. He got a classic with Mos Def. But he's right in that group with Jadakiss. You have no classic solo album.
Let's not get carried away.
But you think Talib has a classic album?
No, I think Jadakiss has a classic.
What?
No, Moonflower. We're talking about the R&B group Black,
No.
not Jay-Z album Black album.
Not we talking about the R&B group. Not Sticky Fingers. We actually did a review for that. Check that one out if you missed it. That was a great album.
Yeah, the Bring It On to Me Left Eyes group.
Yes, that one. I don't remember that Talib review though. Shit.
Yeah, it was oof.
Crazy. I didn't even remember the time shit until BJ asked today. I only found one. I didn't find another. But we did one on the debut album, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I couldn't find it.
I think it was on my channel.
I couldn't find it. I only found the what time is it review. I didn't find another one.
I want to say we did.
I thought we did that, Jim.
I'll double check.
Way too many pop stores on that album. Which one are you talking about? Q, who are you talking about? He said way too many pop stores on that album. Oh, you talking about the Curtis album? Yes, way too many R&B joints on there. He had one or two. That's cool, but this dude had both blue-eyed soul singers on there, yo. Like, what the fuck? Take a pick. Either you got Justin or you got Robin Thicke. It can't be both.
That AO technology. Oh my god.
You don't like that song? I was playing that song the other day.
It was It wasn't because
I don't see how people say it sounds dated. I've heard that. Like people feel like it's an outdated song. We don't have a beef. I don't have a beef with BJ. I just don't agree with what he's saying. With Jadakiss, the whole Jadakiss thing. This man is praising Jadakiss like he's the best MC ever. Jadakiss is great, but hey, I still got Nas and Biggie over him.
these niggas rapping over their own words.
Like, come on. Jadakiss was showing off that day, man. Come on. I've seen Jadakiss twice in concert. He ain't never wear that much jewelry ever. He was showing off big time for the camera.
Yo, Jadakiss is hilarious.
Like, oh, that's what he spent his weed money on jewelry.
Yeah,
Swizz Beats or Tim? I got Tim, man. Swizz to me fell off a long time ago.
I'm gonna call it a night, y'all.
Yeah.
We got a lot of shit to handle tonight. But this has been a dope, interesting review. Ja Rule's Blood in My Eye.
Yes.
So when I come back from DC, we want to talk about this West Side. It might be a late night review, so
Late night review?
probably.
What are we talking about?
West Side Guns and that or double album.
Oh yes. No, it's not the double album. It's Hitler 8 coming. The double one. I don't know when the double one is dropping.
Oh, damn! All this time I thought it was a double album. All this time.
I thought it is. Well, unless I know he has two projects dropping. He got Hitler 8 was supposed to come out last year. It didn't come out for Halloween. And then he has the Sincerely Adolf? That's a double album. I thought I was gonna drop tomorrow. I guess he pushed it back. And he still has the Madlib album to come out. That's still not out yet. the Gunlab album.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
I don't know when that's dropping.
All right. Anyway, well,
We don't have to do it. I was just letting you know that Westside is dropping Hitler 8.
yeah. I was going to stay with a double album to be real with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can do
Okay,
like
it is a double. Oh, it is a double album. Okay, so he just changed the title then.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah, we can do that. Hitler 8 when I come back. Tuesday, that's gonna be the Moni Love double review.
Okay.
That's the one I really cannot wait to talk about because it's been eons since I've heard a Moni Love song. So
Right.
that's gonna be one of my honest opinions. Then Thursday is gonna be Ja Rule's RULE album. The quote unquote comeback album. With New York, New York. New York, all that shit. Of course, wonderful. One of my all-time favorite Ja songs, man. Maybe his best love song, in my opinion.
He's dropping one part tomorrow, so then it's not a double album. How is he dropping one part tomorrow?
Maybe it's a new way to do a double album.
Is that how they're doing it? He's dropping one part tomorrow, and the second one is when, like, next week.
I swear these niggas have creative ways of dropping releases. Like Kanye did like 8 live streams on this album and shit.
That's never coming out, yo.
I'm like, how you do a live stream on an album and shit? Like, come on, nigga.
Kanye's not dropping. He's waiting for Drake to come out. That's what it is.
I believe that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you got Swizz over Tim? Okay. I mean, Swizz had his run. I don't think he's the same no more, though.
Yeah, Swizz ain't all that. Shit, but anyway, appreciate this, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
This has been a real ass review. And I will see y'all Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And yeah, I will have a safe trip. I'm going to definitely see Method Red. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll see what's happening in DC and shit. You know what I'm saying? I most want to see what CDs and vinyls they got.
Get a chili dog out there.
Oh, you know it. You know it. But yeah, I'm about
early
to see.
Swizz.
Early Swizz, of course.
Yes, early Swizz was great.
Yeah. But anyway, I might get started packing because I want to do all this shit all night. But
all right.
See y'all later. Peace.